Good afternoon, and Sunday football day is here in the SFL. We're here at Robbers Cave in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. It's 85 degrees, windy with 7-mile-per-hour winds heading to the south, and we have a tight playoff battle for you here today. New Orleans is in town to take on the Oklahoma City Renegades as Aaron Arrington challenges Michael Irvine, one of the oldest owners in the SFL. Michael Irvine welcomes one of the newer owners, Aaron Arrington, into town. They've met once this season where the New Orleans Pharaohs grabbed the win, but Oklahoma City is not quite done with their season yet. They've got some new faces on the roster, and they're ready to get going here. Andy Hamilton joined in the booth by Marc Lopez. Marc, what are you looking for in today's contest?
Well, it's definitely going to be an interesting game this time around, Andy. We have two teams who are, I would say, closely matched. Offensively, they are okay, but it's going to be. I feel like it's going to be a game where the defense needs to come up on top and make some defensive, key defensive plays. I think it's going to boil down to the defense.
Defense indeed. Starting out on defense will be the New Orleans Pharaohs wearing white, purple with the gold helmets, and Oklahoma City wearing the green jerseys, orange pants, and burnt orange helmets will receive the opening kick, and we are underway for the SFL. The kick will be fielded at the 10 and returned out across the 30. Nice solid return there to the 31, and the Renegades will start out there. For the Renegades, they are on the outside of the playoff conversation, but were tabbed as in the hunt, whereas the Pharaohs, on the other hand, were in the playoffs. And, Marc, it's really simple for them. If they win, the odds are that they'll keep their playoff spot.
Yeah, that's right, if they win. But they're up against this OKC team who has, had that one game, the last game versus Dallas Lobos. They got that one miraculous game, and they might put up another miraculous display here.
Well, the check down on first down is only good for one. Heath McDaniel, the second in coverage on J.W. Doyle.
Yeah, good defense right there. Good start to the game on both ends. The defense right there spotting that quickly and putting a stop to it.
The last time these two met, it was a 34-30 victory. Again, that game was in New Orleans, so now the second end of that in-conference battle is here in Oklahoma City. The handoff will go to Doyle, and he will get stuffed at the line. The New Orleans Pharaohs looked ready for stopping the run game.
Yeah, indeed. They're just looking, I think they prepared well. They realized that JW has been working well for Oklahoma, and they're just working to stop that guy.
Oklahoma more of a passing offense where they found their success, but two consecutive plays using J.W. Doyle. Here on third down, Nickens will take a 7-step drop, wants it all, going long, got it long, to the 30, down to the 25, 20, 15, is anyone going to catch him? 10-5, he's into the end zone, touchdown Renegades!
Wow! Less than 3 minutes in the game, and we already have a touchdown. Boy, you said this team is a passing team, and they show there where they are most lethal. It's when Deacon Nickens finds this guy deep, and no one was fast enough to stop him. Not the cornerbacks, not the safeties. He just zooms past. Wow, good stuff right there, Andy.
And it looked like Rolliman Hood was right on his hip pocket the entire time, but was unable to get the momentum going to dive and make the tackle. So on the third play from scrimmage, Deacon Nickens fires deep and hits Hunter Jones for the touchdown. And Oklahoma City strikes early to go up 6-0, and that definitely got the crowd involved. Extra point is up and good. 7-0 Renegades. We'll step aside and be right back on the SFL Network, brought to you by APM Music.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
So the return will come out to the 31, and for the Pharaohs, it looked like they had them all but knocked off there on the first drive. 2 plays going for 1 yard, but then Deacon Nickens fires, and now they find themselves in a 7-0 deficit.
That's right, and to be fair, that is a number 4 passing team against just a number 15 passing defense team, so...
Here's a shovel pass, and the ball's on the ground. Oh, it's picked up by the lineman. Big boy running down across the 50. What a play.
That was turning bad things into a better one. That lineman just saving that play. Picking up lots of yards for the team.
Well, I don't know who it was. Our roster sheet does not have a number 50, so there must have been a jersey change in the week coming. But the unnamed big boy carries the ball across the 50 and gives the Pharaohs some extra yardage. Here's Gold on first down again. This time checks down to Bonkers off the left side, a spin move, and he picks up 7. Donk Bonkers really is the key of this offense for New Orleans.
Indeed, he is definitely the key, and we see right there a quick pass to him. By the way, Donk Bonkers averaging more yards per reception than yards per carry, so he has proven to be effective on those sort of plays.
2 receivers split out, 2nd and 3, give to Bonkers again, and he is shut down there. That time only gets a yard. It was, I believe, Cole Irvine, the linebacker, coming up to make the play.
Yeah, that was actually a good read. A little bit of an opening gave way in the middle, but Oklahoma City, the defense just shut that down real quick.
Now a heavy formation. Put them all on the line and see what you can do on 3rd and 2. Which line wants it more? Instead, it's a throw. Bonkers off the right side. Got a block. He's shut down. It's close. They're not going to give him the spot.
Oh, that was a close one. Those are the sort of plays, actually, that Bonkers has been converting on. Not this time. The defense puts up a big stop, and the ball comes back to Oklahoma City.
And it sounds like the offense for the Pharaohs is staying out, and they will. 4th and inches. When you got Bonkers in the backfield, you might as well give it a shot. 2 tight ends on the line. Oklahoma City jumps, and it's a free play. He's not going to get there, but the 5 yards from the offsides penalty will give the Pharaohs a first down.
And that's why some of these teams, attempt a 4th down conversion, because when you get those sort of mistakes by the defense, you reward your team, and it's a big loss by the defense. They were about to get the ball their way.
So 7-0 Oklahoma City, but that offsides play will keep the drive alive for New Orleans, who at 4-4 is 1 spot above Oklahoma City in a tight conference that we'll get to after this play. 5 receivers split out, 7 minutes to go in the first. Gold will drop to throw, checks across the middle, and it's incomplete. The drops have been something we've seen from New Orleans in terms of the Southern Conference. And when you look at the Southern Conference, Tallahassee is at the top, and then after that, it's kind of a cluster of teams sitting around the 4 or 5 loss area. Houston, New Orleans, Tulsa, Atlanta, and Oklahoma City all have either 4 or 5 losses. And really, when you come to the playoff conversation, they're all in the wild card conversation as New Orleans fires to Matt Gold, and they're going to be 2 yards shy of a first down. New Orleans has one of those wild card spots now, but, with Tulsa, Atlanta, and now Oklahoma City, who's up 7-0 right on your heels, you really have no time to waste.
Yeah, I concur, and this game is going to be the showing as to see where or if New Orleans can, keep their playoff run going strong, because this is going to carry them. This is going to carry their momentum towards the remaining games of the season.
Incompletion there on 3rd and 2 will set up 4th and 2 from the 28, and most likely a field goal attempt coming. Gold has struggled with his receivers to kind of get on the same page this season. Not sure really what that has to do with a high draft pick in Xander Gold working with Matt Wolf, who was another draft pick for New Orleans, but also some faces that had to come in as undrafted free agents. Field goal attempt is up and good from 44 yards, so it'll be 3-7. Sorry to cut you off there, Mark. New Orleans able to find their way onto the board.
No, that's fine. And yeah, they decided to go for a field goal here, but as I was saying, to be fair, Matt Wolf averaging 11.5 yards per completion or per reception this season. So he has been struggling the first couple of minutes of this game, but that is not to say that he has, had a moderate success for the season so far.
Line him up. Oklahoma City will get the ball back here. Only a 4-point deficit. The kick is away, and the Renegades will return from the 10 out across the 25. A spin move, and he won't get much further than that, to the 26, and that is where we'll see Deacon Nickens, bring the offense right on back out.
And we have only seen Deacon Nickens for 30 seconds, 45 seconds in the field. So he's coming back with fresh hands, fresh legs. Everyone's fresh. The defense is going to have to, put up a big stop this time because, they got a big stop on the previous drive.
Just were one play of getting off the field and let up the big play. Hand off Doyle, and he will gain 2. Deacon Nickens, 2 for 2. 69 yards and a touchdown. It's still early, but that's a pretty solid stat line so far.
Solid indeed. And this play, good defensive play. They just stopped J.W. Dow. They might just bring the ball right through him a lot of times this game, as they have all season. And he's going to struggle. But they're going to use him to complement their passing game.
Nickens will change the play at the line. A veteran in this league will now drop the pass. Nickens fires deep down the field again. That one's tipped and incomplete. New Orleans was all over that one. Now the Renegades going to add some tempo to their offense. 5.5 minutes to go in the first. Nickens fires. It's complete, so he'll stay perfect on the day, but he is short of the line to gain. Hunter Jones, who had the big catch earlier, has his second grab of the day, up to 73 yards. We forgot to mention Nathan Blake is running our stats today. Very appreciative of him for that.
And yes, another good defensive stop by the New Orleans Pharaohs defense, getting the ball back their way and attempt to make another offensive run to probably put themselves on top. But yeah, overall on that one drive, they didn't let a first down go through. So good defensive play overall. Sets them up with good ball position.
Aaron Arrington on the return will set up Xander Gold and the offense at the 34. And when you look at how this game has gone, New Orleans has really controlled the pace beside that one big play down the field to Hunter Jones.
Yeah, that's right. And that's the key. Controlling the pace, letting this, playing their own ball game and not falling into OKC space.
Gold will throw on 1st and 10. Fires down the right side. A 50-50 ball is incomplete. It was Nello Barber, the new cornerback, in on that play, and they look like they want to test him early.
Yeah, and despite being his first season, he's doing well. He did well on that play. So, yeah, good on the defense right there.
Barber coming in and replacing Blake Pepper. I believe it was this week that he did that, so a very recent signing for Oklahoma City. We're watching the chat, and we will get to some of the questions here in a moment. Hand off to Bonkers off the left side, and he won't go anywhere.
By the way, Bonkers, last game, the breakout game of Bonkers, picking up 180 yards for 20 carries. Good for 9 yards per carry. We are hoping that he's going to, make this a similar showing this game. We shall see what the defense has in store to stop that.
3rd and 10. Gold check down to Bonkers, and he is level. No gain on the play. Will bring up 4th and 10. Oklahoma City's defense had a good talking on the sideline and came out, and the Pharaohs go 3 and out.
Yeah, and looks like, as I said in the beginning of this game, both teams have come in with great defensive schemes to stop each other, and it has proven, it has shown. They have been stopped. The 3-7 scoreline looks like it's going to be pegged 3-7 for quite a bit, Andy.
Oklahoma City will have good field position to start this drive, starting at their 33. Did have a question in the chat. Bulldog Lover wanted us to know if Oklahoma City beats New Orleans, what's the tiebreaker, point difference or away points? the difference would be the last 3 weeks of the season. There's still plenty of time for a team to separate itself from that 5-4 loss pack, which we talked about, and Houston did their part last night in the Southern Conference by getting the win over Dallas. Handoff, Doyle up the middle will pick up 3 yards. So in reality, Mark, if you continue to win your games across the next 4 weeks, including today's contest, you're going to put yourself in the best position to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. Everything is a matter of putting yourself in the position of success, and everything starts with a win.
So it's very simple for New Orleans, is just continue to win, and if you're Oklahoma City, just win out and see where the chips fall. Nickens moves in the pocket, fires into a lot of coverage, and it's picked off in and out of the hands, I believe, of Tiberius Bovine, and collected in then by number 99 for New Orleans. That's Cornelius Arthur, the outside linebacker. There was a lot of coverage there on Bovine, and he just picked that ball off the ground.
Wow. And I wouldn't say that Bovine, the veteran, was outplayed on that one. It looked like it actually bounced off of his hand and picked up by the defender. But what a very unfortunate turn of events for OKC right there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Oklahoma City, but very fortunate for New Orleans as they start at the opponent's 39. Gold fires, and that's not the direction you want to go. They are now to the 38. They're going to go ahead and give him a yard, but Bonkers probably would have been best suited to just let that one fall out of his hands.
I agree, but it was sort of a snap decision. I wonder if he didn't let his guys down the field develop their route. He just passed it too soon. Well, if he passed it a little later, then Bonkers might have caught it outside, but it's one of those decisions that might make or break their game.
Another shovel pass there, and Bonkers is cut down at the 35. So a 3-yard pickup there.
It looks like they're just utilizing Bonkers 75%, 80% of the time of this game. But as far as I see, Andy, he's just been gaining them 2 yards, 3 yards per play. Not very fruitful.
5 receivers split out here, and Gold alone. Firing across the middle. That's a slant for a first down. Nice haul there by New Orleans, and the Pharaohs move the chains. It's hauled in by number 19. That, making the grab there, was Jaquez Lynch.
Yeah, and a good play right there by the non-contract player. And as we always say in this league, everyone matters, even non-contract player matters. Making a big play on this one for the team and setting themselves up even closer to the goal line, to the end zone. Let's see what the offense is going to attempt this time.
Yeah, only down by 3, and Bonkers will get nothing. It looked like he was over the line, but they'll mark his knee down as he was at the line of scrimmage, so it's going to be 2nd and 10. But like you were saying, Mark, everyone has to do their job and do their part, and that's the difference here in the game between 4 points and, being in front. So New Orleans here with 2nd and 10 will try and get on top. Deep drop, and Gold finds his man to the outside. Ermac Jackson to the 21, puts them a little bit closer, but Oklahoma City forces New Orleans into another 3rd down.
Well, that's right, and we'll see if New Orleans can convert for the first down again, or if they're going to be forced to settle for a field goal, which will put them just 1 point behind, but still 1 point is not as desirable as being 4 points ahead.
Gold fires, tipped up and picked off, taken away. Oklahoma City robs the New Orleans Pharaohs of points, and Xander Gold has an interception in today's game. Brady Clark is the one who took that one away.
Holy smokes. What a key pickup right there. Just as they were about to be scored on, they get that stop in front of their end zone. Well, not in front, couple yards from their end zone. And now it's their turn. The momentum is with them.
2 receivers spread out. Nickens will change the play at the line. Going into that last play, New Orleans was 1 for 4 on 3rd down, now 1 for 5. Nickens throws, and there's a completion off the right side. 9-yard grab, hauled in by, I believe, number 89, that's Tiberius Bovine, the longtime tight end, one of the model tight ends for the SFL, kind of what all other tight ends aspire to be.
And what is probably not as obvious for everyone is that play was at the very skin of their teeth. It was, the defender had his hands up, almost had his fingers on the ball, but Deacon Nickens just converting on that one.
Doyle finds some room. He's loose off the left side. Doyle across the 50. J.W. Doyle. No one's going to catch him to the 15, to the 10, and he is in. The Renegades strike again.
Holy moly. They caught New Orleans with their pants down. No one was good. No one was guarding the back of the field. No one was there to stop Doyle. He just breaks one tackle, and he's home free. As we see right over. No, he doesn't break a tackle. He just follows these blockers. And yeah, no, that was a great offensive play. Probably a terrible defensive read as well. And yes, just rewarding the team with another score, another touchdown.
His 5th touchdown in his career. J.W. Doyle reroutes himself there and goes untouched to the end zone, like you were saying, Mark. Unbelievable run, and really when you look at some of the best backs in the SFL, the ability to break the big runs is where you get help on your average, your yardage, and all of that fun stuff. It's just the one big play, that one, over 74 yards, I believe.
That's right, and I think the 2 touchdowns that that Oklahoma City was able to get was because no one was there. Well, no one was fast enough to stop the run, and no one was even there in the backfield to prevent the run, the opposite, by going through the runner. So, yeah, the backfield defense of New Orleans is a little questionable today.
So with 10 seconds to go in the first, the Pharaohs are going to get the ball back, and they're going to be down by 11. Kick up, and the Pharaohs will bring it in at the 10, and they will return across the 20 to the 30-yard line. A good return sets up New Orleans with great field position. Aaron Arrington gets them in the right spot. Four receivers, 3 in the bottom of the screen to a bunch. Xander Gold to throw. Wants it all. Going right down the middle of the field. And it's caught. Hauled in by Matt Wolf. Across the 30 to the 20. 15, 10. No one's going to catch him. Touchdown. New Orleans finds a matching strike. And the Pharaohs put a touchdown on the board. It's 10-14.
Oh my goodness. Andy, I was about to say that the New Orleans Pharaohs offense has been struggling in all aspects today. But boy, they shut me up real quick. This play for a quick touchdown. They punched back immediately after a big haymaker from Oklahoma. And now, again, they are within striking range of Oklahoma. Wow.
On the new strong safety, Pee Wee Rubens missed there on that attempt to try and get to the ball. And Matt Wolf, the beneficiary, turned around and there was no one around him. Looked like almost like a Stephon Diggs situation. He, time was running out in the first, and he caught the ball and turned around, and no one was there. And excuse me for preemptively giving the Pharaohs the extra point. High snap, the kick is good, and now it is 10-14. We'll take a break and be right back on the SFL Network, brought to you by APM Music.
Want to do what I do? Contact me in the DM on Discord to find out how you can get involved with streaming live games, calling games, or breaking them down on the air with our broadcast team. Or help make our production even better by joining our new live stats team, helping our broadcasters shine brighter. We are #Loading Legends in the SFL.
So we'll flip sides of the field here, 14-10, Oklahoma City and New Orleans going at it here in the Southern Conference. The kick is away, and Oklahoma City will bring the offense back out onto the field to the 32-yard line, where after J.W. Doyle just took the ball down the field and tried to and got in the end zone, the offense is right back out on the field since New Orleans struck right back.
Care of Matt Wolf, that great pass touchdown. And yeah, New Orleans showing why they are on the 3-winning streak is that they have been consistent. They have been steadfast despite being down.
Nickens fires, and that's out of bounds. They're going to go no huddle, so just a little bit of a tempo move there. Hunter Jones could drag the feet. Handoff, Doyle right side. Doyle loose again. Down across the 50, the 45, 40, and he is taken out of bounds at the 37.
This running defense, they're just leaking yards from J.W. Doyle.
Same formation. Nickens will stroll up to the line. He looks like Clint Eastwood with the way he's walking there. And now he will corral the offense. A drag play to the other side, and Doyle's cut down by the defense. Heath McDaniel II.
Well, they're still going for an up-tempo play this round.
Well, and it's been working for him so far. 2 touchdowns. They hand to Doyle again on the right side. Doyle will get past the first man, but not past the second. That is the new linebacker Jerry Bertier on the tackle.
Yeah, and the defense right there. Good to recognize that Doyle is a part of the threat as well, because if they just concentrate on the pass of OKC, then they're just gonna get burnt by Doyle. He has burned them almost twice already.
Nickens drops again and throws this time. Oh my gosh, it was almost taken away. Bertier, welcome to the SFL. Nearly had a chance at a pick six.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome indeed. That was a great defensive play right there and a great stop. So now, once again, New Orleans has another opportunity to put themselves on top. Wow, great stuff.
So the Renegades will have to punt. Michael Irvine in the chat earlier said he was watching a lot of film in the week leading up to the game, but I don't think he foresaw Matt Wolf going off on the last drive for New Orleans and didn't foresee Bertier there in the outside with a possible pick. So Oklahoma City punts, and they're trying to pin the Pharaohs deep. It's going to bounce at the 4 and into the end zone for a touchback. So New Orleans out to the 20. They hit Matt Wolf right before the end of the quarter. So if you're just tuning in, you might look at this scoreboard and go, what the heck happened? I left, and it was 14-3, and now it's 14-10, and New Orleans has the ball back. 4 receivers split out, and Bonkers is the man in the backfield. They'll give to him. He's off the right side. He's got a block. Bonkers down across the 40 to the 46-yard line, and he is out of bounds. These running backs are putting on a show. And I tell you what, Mark, Bonkers being the former back from Oklahoma City, he might be trying to show his old coach, Michael Irvine, that he's still got some juice in the tank, and there was no need to go with J.W. Doyle.
He has so much juice, as we saw the stat line there, 35 yards and 5 carries. Before that, he only had 3 yards. Wow, what a big pickup right there. This guy's playing out of his mind.
4 receivers split out. They're going to go with the same formation, a 4-3 look out of the Renegades. This time Gold will throw, and a quick slant across the middle is good for 9. Take it to the bank, Matt Wolf.
And Matt Wolf, he is just solid this game. Early in the game, we saw him and Sander Gold not connecting a few passes, but now he is showing. They are connecting, and they're making these key passes, and again, slowly but surely, getting closer to the end zone.
2 receivers split out. The handoff right up the middle is good for a first down. That is Bonkers himself, and with 9 minutes to go in the second, the Pharaohs are up to the Renegades 39.
And the 7-yard pickup by Bonkers is good for first down. As you said, this team with Bonkers and now Matt Wolf, they are confusing, or they are putting OKC on their heels, who to defend, the pass or the run, because Bonkers, he is a threat in and of himself.
Throw there is hauled in by Leroy Brown, is good for 8 there. Brown, that was his first catch of the day.
Yes, and good stuff right there. Sander Gold's quarterback rating bumped up to 86 earlier in this game before the touchdown. He was a quarterback rating of 35.
Yeah, 11 of 16 for him, 123 yards. They'll give to Bonkers again, and this time the Renegades snuffed it out.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. They snuffed it out. they recognize that's the same play 2 plays ago. And yeah, good on them to recognize that play.
3rd and 3. New Orleans is 1 for 5 on 3rd down conversions. So let's see if they can get a conversion here. 3 receivers split out. Bonkers, the lone man in the backfield. Gold will snap and throw, and he fires across the middle. It's caught, and that is a grab that is good for the 1st down. Brock Lee is the one who hauls it in.
And despite being pummeled to the ground as he gets tackled, that is just a short and sweet catch, pass and catch for a 1st down. Sometimes simplicity is the best, and we saw it right there.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes you don't have to overthink it. New Orleans is into Renegade territory at the 25. Bonkers is the lone man in the backfield, and Gold will throw again under a little bit of pressure, and he completes the outside pass to Leroy Brown, who gets down to the 20.
Yeah, that's right. And despite that pressure, Gold, recognizing that he had to let go of the ball, throw the ball, but despite the pressure, he throws it still accurately, finds his man, picks up, just 4 yards, but still, it's better than 0 yards.
Yes, 4 is better than 0, Mark. Glad we got that out of the way early in today's broadcast. I'd hate to have come across it later. 2nd and 6, under 7 minutes to go. Clock has been pretty much rolling for most of this game as Gold fires, and that is hauled in. Matt Wolf, another 1st down. They've completed 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, and he's down to the 12.
Yeah, that is just beautiful stuff. Just guys running their routes cleanly, outrunning their defenders, the past couple of plays have been that way, just outrunning their defenders.
3 receivers split out, 2 in the backfield again. Gold will take a heavy drop, and he's going to look to the right side. Caught and walks into the end zone. I believe that's Mac Jackson.
And Mac Jackson, for the 2nd catch of this game, brings it down for a touchdown. Beautiful stuff right there. And boy, oh boy, Sander Gold suddenly picking up fire. He's been throwing completions after completions, and now they are on top. And this is Pharaohs that has been winning the past 3 games. This is their winning style, just playing consistently and, forcing the defense to think on their feet. And if they don't think fast enough, then Sander Gold is just going to throw that accurate pass, landing his man a touchdown.
17-14, the Pharaohs are on top. We'll step aside and be right back on the SFL Network, brought to you by APM Music.
Join the world's fastest growing sim football community by jumping onto our Discord server. Use the Discord command in chat to keep up with schedules, news, notes, announcements, and polls. Jump off the sidelines and into the action, here where we're loading legends at the SFL.
So the Renegades have had 2 big plays, which have given them 2 touchdowns. The Pharaohs methodically have worked their way back into the lead. They were down at one point 14-3, and now it's 17-14, New Orleans on top. The Renegades, however, are down, but not out of this one. Still 6.5 minutes to go before the halftime break. Hand off Doyle to the right side, and he will pick up 1.
And another great stop right there, stopping him after only 1 yardage gain. And as he said, you put it perfectly. It's a systematic, putting themselves up in front. It has been systematic on that last drive. Just completion after completion, success after success. And they just, on that one drive, they obliterated the defense.
2 receivers to the bottom of the screen. Nickens will throw, fires a wobbler to the right side. It's bobbled around and incomplete. And it looked like Hunter Jones went over there to play a little defense.
That's a little game of hot potato. Almost came down with the interception. Yeah, good defense right there.
will set them up with 3rd and 9. The Renegades so far today are 1 of 3 in converting 3rd downs. Let's see if they can pick this one up. Nickens, deep drop. He's going to go on the corner route to the left side, and he dropped it! He had a wide open man. Kappa Jones was in coverage on Deezer Powell, and Powell could not haul it in.
Oh no, Powell! But oh boy, that was another one of those passes where, if it was completed, it would have, just changed the landscape of this game. And I believe that he could have even caught that and run for a touchdown. But it's a shame. It's those sort of plays, those sort of misses is what hurts when you watch it as a fan.
Punt is away from Oklahoma City, so New Orleans will get the ball back up by 3. A nice shifty move there will give the Pharaohs the ball at the 35. And now we'll see Xander Gold come back out. They set up a really good drive on the last time they were on the field.
Yeah, that's right. And the only reason why they are able to be on the field so much is that their defense is allowing it so. Barely have we seen Dick and Nickens on the field, Andy. Barely, because they almost never get beyond the first down line after they get the ball.
Gold throwing again. This time a corner route to the right side is into Oklahoma City territory down to the 36. Ermac Jackson making a splash in today's game.
And all 3 passes to him are completions. This guy making that one-hand catch right there, even he has been playing out of his mind. Ermac Jackson, wow, good stuff.
First and 10, 5:20 to go here in this first half of play. Second quarter, Andy Hamilton along with Marc Lopez on the call. Handoff, Bonkers has a little bit of room, got a block, and he picks up 7 there on a strong carry.
Yeah, strong carry indeed, and 7 solid yards, and setting themselves up for an easy 2nd and 3. Easy, I say easy because they have been converting on first downs.
From the 29, it's 2nd and 3. Gold fires. Matt Wolf, the consistency is there for New Orleans today as they find their way to the 21.
And I don't know if OKC is not doing their homework between plays, because that is the very similar play in the last drive that got them the first down, or got them one of their first down. And it was so easy for them to execute.
Gold fires again, left side, hauled in by the fullback, and they will only get 2 on that little play. The Renegades defense pursued to the ball very quick.
Yeah, that's right. New Orleans hoping to mix things up a little, keeping their options open. But on that time, Oklahoma, good defense, good read, and quick to shut that down.
Shovel pass there is incomplete, and I don't know what the ruling is. To me, a shovel pass was always a run play, not necessarily a pass, considered that it was kind of an underhand throw, kind of like a pitch. I guess because it's moving forward, it is considered a throw.
Oh, yeah. Good point right there.
Because that would have been a live fumble. Instead, the play was blown dead.
Stops the clock as well.
Yeah, very interesting here late in the second. Offsides is a free play. They'll try the shovel again. That time it's caught. Only get a yard out of it, so the 5-yard penalty will most likely be accepted here by the Pharaohs.
Yeah, despite coming just short of the end zone, and now they're at 4th down. Settling for a field goal is pretty good for them. That would put them 2014.
But the Pharaohs still will have plays to go here on this drive. So from the 19, you'd like to walk away with more than just 3 if you could get it. 3rd and 2. 4 receivers split out. Donk in the backfield along with Gold, and they will throw. Gold fires, it's caught, and that is Matt Wolf again. Consistency across the middle. Gold over 200.
Just like a wolf, he just hunts that ball down with precision. And yeah, it just lands in his claws, brings it down, sets them up for very good position for a touchdown.
Same look here, and Oklahoma City will crowd the line. They have what looks to be 8 in the box. Handoff, Bonkers, right side, 8 in the box, forget about it. Donk Bonkers is in for the score. New Orleans extends their lead.
That is easy peasy for Donk Bonkers. Just letting a tackle fall in front of him. He just runs it. The blockers were there. Everyone was blocking. And he just runs his route well. That is what I call picture perfect. The defense, on the other hand.
At one point, New Orleans was down 14-3. They've gone on a 20-point tear. And they can make it a 21-point tear with the extra point. As long as that is consistent. The kick is away and good. New Orleans up 24-14 with 2:40 left to go in the second. And it seems like the Renegades defense has bottomed out on them.
Yeah, I would agree, Andy. Totally. The defense is just it's so porous. There's holes everywhere for Bonkers to run through. Holes everywhere for Matt Wolf to find an opening and make himself open. And they're just struggling, settling for tackles, settling for, just ending up with a touchdown.
Return out to the 31, and the Renegades offense will step back out onto the field, now down by more points than they were the last time they were out there.
And Deacon Nickens, they really need to up their game. We have been talking about J.W. Doyle. He had a good performance early on in the first quarter with a long touchdown and then another long run, but unable to convert any more than that.
Nickens under pressure, firing. It's picked off. The Pharaohs have their hands on it, and they have the takeaway. It's number 21, Kappa Jones, the undrafted free agent, who takes another one away. That's his third interception of the season.
And that was just a great read overall. He arrived at destination before the receiver from the opposite direction even. And just makes a great catch. A great interception overall. And Deacon Nickens, as if we haven't not seen him enough, just goes back to the bench.
So New Orleans really a chance to push this lead and try and put the Renegades away early here. Up by 10 now. Handoff Bonkers. Right side, there's a penalty flag down. Look to be coming in on the tackle, and we'll have to see what the ref says about this one. That's going to be an incidental face mask, so it'll benefit New Orleans. And if you're the Renegades, it just gets tougher sledding from here.
That's right. And in terms of the psychological game as well, because Oklahoma City were on the upside mentally, being up 14-3, and then letting go or letting 21 points from New Orleans. So OKC really on the tough state right now. I feel like.
Bonkers picks up the first down. That takes us to the 2-minute warning. New Orleans up 24-14 over the Renegades here in Oklahoma City. $1:58 left to go before the halftime break. A 10-point lead for the Pharaohs here against the Oklahoma City Renegades. Andy Hamilton along with Marc Lopez here, and Nathan Blake on stats. The toss out to Bonkers on the right side is good for 9 yards, and they'll make it out to the 33, inching their way closer to field goal range.
And again, Bonkers just picking up another 9 yards just in 2 or less plays.
That one's thrown out, nearly a pick, but Bonkers able to corral it and make his way to the 31 for a first down. There was a man back there nearly immediately.
Yeah, they stop it, but unfortunately it was good enough for a first down.
1:05 and ticking. The clock has continued to roll. Here goes Gold. He's going to fire from the pocket. It's caught across the middle. Nice grab there, and they're down to 55 seconds. Clock continues to roll. I believe that was Brock Lee on the grab. Gold stands, throws, and it's in and out of the hands of the Renegades defender. A chance for a takeaway. Matthew Lee couldn't quite haul it in.
And that was a close one. They have been getting interceptions on their end when it was the Oklahoma City offense in the field. They really want to see an interception this time on, with their defense. But unfortunate on that one. Still, it's a good defensive place, a good defensive play, stopping any yardage gain that.
4 wide here with the one in the backfield look that New Orleans likes. Gold moves in the pocket, delivers, and that is caught to Brock Lee, and it'll only pick up 4, and now New Orleans will take a timeout to keep as much time on the clock here as they can, which is kind of puzzling considering that, if you don't get it on this play, you're going to kick the field goal.
Yeah, that's right. I would agree. It is puzzling. I wonder why they took the timeout. I guess it's because they think that they won't be able to use their timeout any other time of this half anyway, so just might as well spend it.
Here's Gold, fires, end zone, caught, touchdown, Matt Wolf, his second of the game.
And Matt Wolf, this guy is going to headline the news after this game, whether they win or lose. It looks like they are on their way to winning this one. I might be getting ahead of myself, Andy, just the first half, but boy oh boy, they're playing lights out.
Extra point will come, and if it goes through, it'll be 31 unanswered points from the New Orleans Pharaohs, and they will be up on Oklahoma City. And the Renegades' playoff hopes are dwindling along with the time left in this game. Kick is up and through. It's 31-14, and we say their playoff hopes are dwindling, Mark. We don't mean, specifically. This game would not mathematically, technically eliminate Oklahoma City, but boy, would it make it harder for them to get in.
That's right, and when you're in the running for playoffs, you almost want to have, to put your own fate in your own hands, and the more losses that you accumulate, you're sort of depending on other teams losing, which is not having your fate on your own hands and leaving it up to other teams. That's not what you want to be doing. And OKC, they really need to be coming into the halftime break thinking how they should adjust things, because they have a steep mountain to climb.
"34 seconds left." Oklahoma City started out with the ball, so New Orleans will get the opening kick of the second half. This one a toss out to Doyle on the left side. Doyle will get to the 34. Now a hurry up for Oklahoma City since he did not get out of bounds. Hand off, Doyle again, and the Renegades might just have to take this one to the second half and make some halftime adjustments. Michael Irvine looks content with running the ball here. They will give to Doyle again up the middle, a little bit of a hole, and they still have all 3 timeouts, and they're finally going to burn one there with 3 seconds left. Just enough time for a Hail Mary. There is a look at Michael Irvine, one of the longest tenured coaches in SFL history, along with Eric Barkley, as well as some of the other great owners in the SFL that we do have that have been here since the beginning of the SFL, back when it was called the WAFL. All right, here we go. Line them up fourth, the bottom of the field. Deacon Nickens in the shotgun. If anything, for Renegades fans, they know he's got the arm to get it there. The question is, will he have the protection? No! He gets sacked. Pharaohs brought the blitz on the outside, and they got to him, and now that'll take us to the halftime break. 31-14, the New Orleans Pharaohs on top of the Oklahoma City Renegades, and we will be back following the halftime break. Back here at Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Robbers Cave, Andy Hamilton along with Marc Lopez in that jail bond commentary booth up there. You're taking a look at where we're seated right now. I feel like I'm in an old saloon, Marc.
Yeah, and this is definitely a great place to be at, a great place to cast in, and boy, a great place to have this kind of game.
Well, it's 31-14. The Renegades find themselves in a hole, but they will look to dig themselves out of it, but not before the defense will have to get a stop. The kick is away. New Orleans will start out on offense. The return from the Pharaohs is across the 25-30, and Aaron Arrington will set them up at the 31.
Andy, if there's any adjustment that I'd like to see, it would be on the defense. I'm talking about OKC. If they want to be back into this ball game, they have to recognize that Matt Wolf and Ermac Jackson, they have been the key receivers of this game, both averaging more than 15 yards per reception. You know, those are the key guys that they have to stop.
And they also got to stop Donk Bonkers. He picks up 7 on first down and starts off the second half just like they started off the first.
Yeah, good stuff right there. Donk Bonkers averaging, totaling 92, overall yards. So good stuff from him right there. He already is a one-man yard army sort of guy.
Looking around, looking around the league, Las Vegas is up 16-14 at the half over San Francisco as Bonkers gets taken down to the 38. And Tulsa is down 20-3 against Atlanta. They are already in the third quarter of that game. You can check out all the live scoring updates on ScoreStream if you are looking to stay involved with what's going on around the SFL. Handoff, Bonkers again, misdirecting and finding some room in the second level of that Oklahoma City defense. He's out to the 46.
And he just finds his space, finds his way, and the key stat going into this halftime, and in the first half, everyone wants to talk about yards. Sure, OKC had less yards than New Orleans, but the key stat is the first downs. New Orleans had 13, OKC only 3. That is a big telling of how consistent, how efficient this offense is for New Orleans.
They'll put the Twins up at the top of the formation. Xander Gold's going to change the play and throw. 3-man drop. He's moving in the pocket, and he finally goes down. The Renegades brought the blitz, and it got to him. Brady Clark.
And this time, the defense, if they can stop the receiver, guess what? We're just going to stop the passer. And they do it successfully this time.
Yeah, Brady Clark on the free safety blitz rings home. Xander Gold was immediately under pressure, was able to evade one, but not the blitzing safety. And there's a look at Dave Drury, was also in on the play, but causing some havoc. And that'll force him into second and long. Gold, 3-step drop again. Stands as hit as he threw, and it's incomplete. He was firing for Leroy Brown.
And the close sack right there. At least he gets the ball out of his hands, but another great defensive play. And this is the defense that we wanted to see in the first half. Where was this? They are just relentless on this second half drive.
Zig Washington was the one who made the hit, and now they're going to let those Oklahoma City pass rushers free here. 5 receivers spread out, and Gold is alone in the backfield. Got that purple sleeve on his left arm along with the white glove, and he will throw. Gold pumps once, moves, throws a short dump-off pass, and it's tackled immediately. Only a 3-yard pickup, and the Renegades get the stop that they want.
And that was all secondary, providing extra coverage. We saw Xander Gold hesitating a couple of times. One of those fake throws might have been legitimate fake throws, but that hesitation, led to that measly 2-yard gain. And now the ball goes the way of OKC.
Renegades will take over at the 25, and you spoke a little bit to it there, Marc. The indecision, cost them a first down, but what it didn't cost them was a turnover. I think, and Xander Gold makes a good point in the chat, they can always punt, and you can always trust your defense, but don't force anything and get a turnover, and that's exactly what Gold did. So some smart moves from a young quarterback trying to will his team into and keep his team in the playoff conversation. Throwing here. That one is caught on a slant route. Lots of traffic in the way, but Deacon Nickens is able to find the receiver. I believe that's Deezer Powell, out for 9.
And that sort of reception is, looks like one of those miracle receptions where he just picks up the ball despite 3-4 other defenders with him. Yeah, good offense right there.
Clock's running, handoff Doyle. Doyle breaks a few tackles and is able to get to the 40. Strong running from him, looking like a man possessed.
That's right, playing nasty right there. Brings down 2-3 people, I believe, and he's just showing that he still has gas in him. He is a strong running back.
31-14, Oklahoma City has found themselves in a hole if you're just tuning in. 7.5 minutes to play in the third. Handoff Doyle left side. Doyle breaks one and picks up 4 to the 44.
And great defense right there. It was a great, actually, the first broken tackle was wonderful by Doyle, but he was just stopped. And this defense by New Orleans, they have to pivot off this good defense. The good defense that has been in the first half. They have to carry over the second half. Let's see if they can.
Handoff. Doyle only picks up another yard or 2. That'll bring up 3rd and 5 for the Oklahoma City offense. And as Nathan Blake is reporting, Oklahoma City's only 2 for 5 on 3rd down, only converting about 40%.
Ooh, yeah, so that's going to be difficult for them. And even more than that, Deacon Nickens averaging 46% completion rate. Ouch.
Nickens, and that one's batted away out of the air. Jerry Bertier was right there, and the Renegades offense stalls out.
That was a great defensive play, and you got great rhymes to go with it to describe how this play went. I wouldn't have said it better. He was just right there, swats it out of the air. Jerry Bertier.
So 4th and 5 from the 46. The Renegades will punt it back. The Pharaohs get a defensive stop up by, let's see here, 17 points is the difference. And the Pharaohs are going to retake over. Xander Gold will bring the offense out after this. Aaron Arrington returns, shakes the first man, and gets to the 21. And we'll see Donk Bonkers and Xander Gold in the offense come back out.
Well, that was their last offensive drive was okay in my opinion. They got close to their 3rd first down, or to their 4th first down, but it was not enough. And as you said, the New Orleans just had to rely on their defense to bring the ball back to their end and just keep the momentum going.
Throwing here, hit as he threw, and he's sacked. And that really is what Oklahoma City benefited off the last drive, was a sack that backed up the Pharaohs and forced them into long throws. And they get another one here to start this next drive.
And it looks like the halftime was well spent, because now these defensive plays towards the passer have been quite successful.
Throwing, tipped and incomplete. It was dangerous once it got in the air. Original deflection was from Matthew Lee. He was looking for one of his friends to make the pick.
That's right. And when you are forced, by the tremendous pressure, forcing the quarterback to step back 7 times, those passes are going to be easy to read down the field.
Shotgun look here on 3rd and long. Gold gonna fire down the right-hand side. Incomplete. The coverage was there. Nello Barber is one-on-one with Leroy Brown. It's batted away, and now New Orleans will punt again as both defenses are coming up big here in the second half.
This is a key stop for OKC. They stopped them really close to their own end zone, and after this punt, I believe it's going to be good ball position for OKC.
Snapback boot is away. The kick comes from the 6-yard line and will be fair caught at the 45. So let's go through the wild card situation as we are looking at it right now. Baltimore is in the top of the wild card situation at 5-3. They will not play until Monday, Mark. They play the Queen City Corsairs in a very interesting matchup that will have lots of playoff implications there. Next down the line is Mexico City and Houston, both at 5-4. Houston got the win last night. Mexico City lost on Friday as we watch a J.W. Doyle handoff go for 3 yards. Then we would get into the conversation for New Orleans. They are at 4-4 coming into the week. They could improve to that 5-4 conversation if they're able to get the win today. Then Las Vegas is at 4-4. They are currently beating San Francisco 23-14. Chicago is at 4-4. They will play later today against St. Louis. Then Atlanta is at 4-5. They could be at 5-5 if they get the win over Tulsa. They're up currently 23-3. And then there's the Oklahoma City Renegades, who are at 3-5 coming into the day. London is there at 3-6 coming into today. They, I believe, are on a bye this week. And then Vancouver has snuck into the conversation, getting the win on Friday. They are up to 3-6. So a very crowded wild card conversation for the 4 spots in the wild card. There's, let me count here, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 teams that are in the conversation as Oklahoma City fires here. It's caught on third down, and the first down pickup to the 41 is grabbed there, and the Renegades move the chains.
And the rare first down conversion right there off of a great play. Tiberius Bovine, the veteran, just showing up finally in this game. We haven't seen him much this game.
Keeping those playoff conversations alive. If Oklahoma City falls to 3-6, they essentially might have to win out in order to be in that conversation, because with the way that the playoffs are shaping up, the top 4 teams are all going to be over 500 after today's game, and the 6th, 5th, and 6th team might be over 500 as well, as we have a long day to play. Deezer Powell makes the catch for 4 yards, so a win here would be imperative for Oklahoma City.
Indeed. And this one, the last play, by the way, as we talk about it, that was a great defensive play, because the defender just run up as the ball was caught, just shutting down any attempts at spinning away and running for more yards. It looks like he would have done so.
Handoff left side. Powell has a little bit of room, and he finds his way to the that's Doyle who finds his way to the 31.
Doyle looking solid the last couple of plays that he was involved in, this time converting on that first down, and it is quite refreshing to see them just converting first downs back to back. It looks like they're on pace for a touchdown of their own.
When I forgot to mention, Tulsa has also dropped into the wild card conversation at 4-5. So someone in that Southern Conference will pop up into the actual playoff spot, not a wild card spot. Right now it would be Houston who is sitting in that spot, but New Orleans, I think, could challenge them with a win here today. It would come down to the third tiebreaker, which off the top of my head I cannot name. That would be a good question for at SFL Commish in the Discord channel. But yes, a win for New Orleans puts them in that conversation for the top, or the second spot in the Southern Conference. But Oklahoma City is not saying goodbye just yet. Deezer Powell with a catch down to the 6.
What a power play by Powell right there. He just brings it down despite a double coverage. That was actually a great pass and catch. Wow. That's good stuff. And now this is the closest they have ever been since the last time they had a touchdown. And, now the defense of New Orleans have to hold on if they want to keep their hopes at winning this game alive. Well, I mean, they are set. They are on their way.
Doyle up the middle will get to the 2. The Renegades knocking on the door here. Would be interesting. Still lots of clock here, Mark, if they were able to find their way into the end zone before the end of the third.
Yeah, that's right. And then the entire fourth quarter to go to score if they convert on this one and the extra point. They have the entire fourth quarter to claw back 10 points.
Down 17 at the moment. Handoff Doyle, misdirection. He finds his way up the middle. Is he in? No, he's at the goal line.
Literally on the goal line. They will just have to push this through. It's going to be, a matter of line versus line. Who wants it more?
They need a yard. The handoff to Doyle off the right side. He will get brought down for a loss. The New Orleans defense stands. And now it's question time, Mark. You're down by 17, so you need the field goal anyways. But you're 1 yard shy. I say line it up and hand it to Doyle.
Yeah, that's right. While answering that question, you have to figure out if you can afford to do 2 touchdowns in 1 quarter, for the fourth quarter, because I am sure that New Orleans are able to just spend the remaining minute of this quarter. Well, they're going for a field goal. So, yeah, they're going to have to do that last 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Kick is up and through. It'll be 17-31. We'll step aside and be right back on the SFL Network, brought to you by APM Music. Follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL, on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube and Twitch channels. You're already here, right? Might as well stay tuned. Get league updates on your phone while browsing the internet, and make sure you never miss a live broadcast. Thank you for supporting the SFL. Turn will come out across to the 31, and so now it's defense time again for the Renegades. If they're going to get this comeback going, they got to get the ball back. 46 seconds left to go in the third. I think that's good for 2 plays for New Orleans, so you could get the ball back really early in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I agree, but it's going to come down to them utilizing that opportunity, making the most out of it, and scoring the points. So, but despite that, they are up against this stellar defense by the Pharaohs.
4 wide, look for Gold. He fires down the right side. It's hauled in there. A first down grab into Renegades territory. Ermac Jackson continues to have a great day on the receiving end. 83 yards via the air.
Yeah, that's right. He's just having a field day. Whenever they pass it to him, it is 15, 20 yards or more. Boy, he has just been playing really well.
So bring everyone up to the line here. They're going to put them all on the line of scrimmage. A 4-4 look out of the Renegades with 9 in the box. Handoff to Bonkers, and he'll only get a yard.
Good defensive play right there.
But it will take us to the end of the third. So at the end of the third quarter, New Orleans still on top 31-17, but the Renegades, climbing their way back into this one, have added 3 points in the third frame. 1 quarter to go. Playoff conversations are being had as the league thickens up and we close in on playoff time. 2nd and 9, 11 minutes on the clock from the 43. Outside of field goal range for the Pharaohs. So Oklahoma City would need a stop very soon if they want to get the ball back. Gold fires incomplete. That's not what you want on 2nd down. It'll set up a 3rd and 9 and a chance for the Renegades to get the ball back.
And that was a close one. He threw that to Broccoli, and although we have not seen him a lot, a rare incompletion by Sander Gold, at least for this game, and it is going to complicate things as they are, as you said, they're facing 3rd and long.
Gold is 28 for 39. He only has 2 receivers with positive catch percentages. That's Matt Wolf and Ermac Jackson. Gold looking to throw. Oklahoma City brings a blitz. They fire. Short side. It's caught.
Wow.
Hauled in there by Ermac Jackson. Who else? His 6th catch, and he's up to 97 yards.
Wow, if Matt Wolf was the MVP of the first half, it's Ermac Jackson who has shown up in this half. He is now the star of this game. Good plays overall. These twin superstar receivers of New Orleans have been on fire.
Pharaohs are 50% on third down. That's pretty solid. Handoff Bonkers, and he picks up 3, and the clock will continue to roll. And the other part of that, Mark, is now the Pharaohs are well in field goal range.
Yeah, that's right. And it's going to dash any hope that Oklahoma City had of coming back into this game. And we go back to that one play where they were at the end zone of New Orleans. If they converted that touchdown, then they wouldn't be so hard-pressed. Even if the New Orleans had to do a field goal.
Gold throwing the check down to Bonkers is good for another 6 or 7 yards. They're going to mark him 3rd and inches. He just would not go down.
Yeah, and it almost looks like he was pushed forward, but no. It was a strength of willpower alone. He just picks it up, drags the guys with him. Yeah, this guy literally playing bonkers.
We'll let you go for the bad pun there, Mark. We'll let it slide this time, but you don't have any more left. You've used your bad pun bank, so one more and we'll have to mute you. I'm only kidding. 9.5 minutes to go. The handoff to Bonkers, a first down move. Oklahoma City can't keep them from converting, and now the Pharaohs can just waste as much time off this clock as they want.
That's right, and Bonkers just pummeling right through the defense. Yeah, they're stopping him for 4 yards only, for 3 yards. But those small yardage gains have been first down conversions. Those are some very fruitful, yardage gains, and I'd like to see him keep doing that.
3 receivers spread out. Gold dropping to throw. Wants it all. End zone. Tipped away. He was looking for Matt Wolf.
And Matt Wolf, by the time the ball arrived at the destination, he was already outside of the end zone. So that was a little bit, might have been a stretch. He could have been there earlier just to be inside the end zone. Good attempt nonetheless.
Second and 10 from the 18. Gold will throw again, and he fires down the field. It's caught there by Matt Wolf. Another 3rd and 1. Very convertible for New Orleans. This has kind of been where they've been showing success this quarter, is just by scoring by converting a quick short 3rd down.
Yeah, that's right. Again, care of Matt Wolf, just running down the middle, find himself open down the middle for a 9-yard pass.
And off. Oh, they shut him down. The Renegades are able to cut Bonkers down in the backfield at the 8. And so now New Orleans will have to kick the field goal. They'll go back up by 17. But the Renegades will have more time on the clock.
Yes, that's right. And we're going to see if the Renegades secondary has it in them to prevent this. But yeah, it's very likely another field goal for New Orleans.
Snap down, hold is good, kick is away, and it is good from 24. New Orleans increases the lead to 34, and now the Renegades will get the ball back with 7:54, all 3 timeouts, down by 3 scores. There's still time, but it's going to take a lot. They're going to have to score quick.
Yeah, score quick, but as we have seen in the last 3 quarters, they have not scored quick at all, so they might have to change things up or just play a higher risk sort of game.
Return from the Renegades. This one will come out to the 29-yard line, and that is where the offense will come back out. Nickens, if anyone has the firepower to, keep them in this game, despite the clock working against them, but we'll have to see if his receivers will stay on the same page.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to come down to Nickens making some big plays down the field, making those big passes, and the receivers completing those passes.
Hand off, Doyle up the middle, and I don't want to say abandon the run play, but it might be time.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree with that. They might have wanted to just go for a passing play that might have netted them 8, 9, 10 yards or even more, just to get down the field quicker.
Two receivers to the top of the screen for Nickens, and Doyle the lone back. Nickens, 7-step drop. Gonna fire, big time throw, left side, hauled in, across the 20, 15, 10. They won't stop him.
Oh.
The Renegades are in. Deacon Nickens' prayers have been answered, and the Renegades are back in this one. Deezer Powell.
And the fans are chanting comeback because, boy, oh boy, this might be the beginning of a comeback. They're just down 11 points. After the conversion of this extra point, they're just down 10 points. So, very manageable if they can score as fast as that again.
Yeah, and we talked about it, Mark. It'd have to be a quick one with the way that the timing is working out. And so all they got to do is kick the extra point here. Blah, I'm all tossed around. They got to kick the extra point, get that one in, and then they're only down a touchdown and a field goal. That one is good. We'll step aside and be right back on the SFL Network, brought to you by APM Music.
The Simulation Football League is presented by APM Music and is the official theme music provider of the SFL. Listen to their Champions Will Rise soundtrack at apmmusic.com today and search through thousands of tracks to boost the quality of your stream just like us. APM Music, production music library and custom music house.
Down the right side, Aaron Arrington. A great return to the 47. Arrington almost made me stop the ad, Mark. Arrington found the room, and he sets New Orleans up really well here. Arrington, the player and owner, says, you know what? We're not done just yet.
Oh, that was a quick, really good misdirection. They thought that he was going left. But a quick change of directions, went right, picks up the big yardage gain off of the return. And as he said, this is great ball position for them. And the Oklahoma Renegade defense has to have a very strong defensive stop right here.
They'll need to come up big as they have less yardage between them and field goal range. Handoff, Bonkers, plenty of blockers, and he is going to get 7, and that is not the carry you want to see as Bonkers surpasses 80 yards, and he gets the ball down to the 40. They're about 10, 15 yards from comfortable field goal position, and I don't know how many more field goals you can give up if you're the Renegades.
No, well, so listen to this, Andy. If they just limit them to a field goal, that's just 13 points up. If they get 2 touchdowns as quick as they did the last time, they're still in this.
Yeah, that is true.
Hope.
That is very true. However, if you limit them to no points, then you're going to be only down by 10, which is a lot easier to get into field goal range than it is to get in the end zone. But we'll see here. 3rd and 1 from the 38. This play could make the difference. Handoff, Bonkers, he's shut down! Oklahoma City comes up with a stop! Bonkers, for the second time today, is crushed in the backfield and dropped for a loss.
Oh boy, that might have been the stop they needed. And we will see if they can even defend and prevent... Oh, okay.
Well, the New Orleans offense still on the field. Might just be trying to get him to jump. We had a jump earlier. Nope, the handoff to Bonkers, left side, and he has got the first down and more. Aaron Arrington says, you know what? We're going to be aggressive here and go for it, and they got it.
And that's right. You know what I love about OKC's play in the last drive is they took that risk throwing that big pass, but New Orleans fights back saying, yeah, we'll risk it too. We're going to make an offensive play on the 4th down, and they convert.
Handoff again to Bonkers. This time he's cut down in the backfield. Their ball's at the 32. From there, it would be a 48-yard field goal, which is not guaranteed as we look at the running back numbers. Not a bad day for Bonkers by any regards, but Doyle is out rushing him. .4:45 to go. Clock continuing to roll. 3 receivers split out here with Xander Gold under center and Donk Bonkers in the backfield. They'll give to Bonkers, and he gets crushed! Walloped at the 36, and now the Pharaohs are going the wrong way.
That was a big stop behind the line because it puts them even further away of the field goal. And if they stop this on this 3rd down, then it's going to be very tough to make a field goal. Ooh, this is key.
3 receivers spread out. Gold under center. Bonkers alone in the backfield. 4 down linemen for the Renegades. 6, 7 in the box. They will give to Bonkers on the right side. He lost more yardage. He's down at the 37. From here, it'll be about a 53-yarder. I don't think you can kick it. You might have to punt this ball.
Yeah, they might, because even I wouldn't want to risk missing a field goal and doing nothing. So
yeah, and I don't know. Oklahoma City, this is really when you get into the depths of coaching decisions, Mark. With 3:38 to go, Oklahoma City is holding on to all 3 timeouts. It's a 2-score game, so they might need those timeouts in their back pocket. But you got to think, the more time on the clock, the better. Punt is away. It's down to the right-hand side. It'll bounce at the 8 and go into the end zone, so the Renegades will start at their own 20.
Bit of an unlucky bounce right there. We've seen shorter bounces. That is quite the long bounce that we've seen amongst others.
All right, here we go. It was Deacon Nickens to Deezer Powell on the last drive as we look at J.W. Doyle's numbers. Let's see if they can fire up. It was this formation exactly, and Nickens is going to change the play. This could get real interesting, Mark. Watch Deezer Powell on a corner route. That is what New Orleans has been burned with. Instead, it's a slant, but he's going to fire down the seam. It's incomplete. They were trying to trick him. The corner route worked for him, so instead of throwing to the sideline, they threw right down the middle trying to hit Tiberius Bovine, and Kappa Jones was all over him.
It actually almost worked because it got me fooled, actually, Andy. And I hate to admit it, but I was looking at, who was it that you mentioned? Tip of my tongue. But yeah, I almost got fooled. But yeah, the good and the free safety just being there, Kappa Jones. Good defensive play right there because that would have been a 20, 30-yard gain.
Well, it's a 10-point difference, and this is the difference between a playoff team and a team that misses out, is who can finish the game in the fourth quarter, whether you're down or up by 10. Both teams need this win. Nickens drops, fires, caught! That is a first down gain to the 30, nice. And here goes the Renegades' quick-paced offense. It was a nice completion there to Hunter Jones. Nickens dropping, gonna go deep down the field, tipped away at the last second. New Orleans was able to get the ball away from Hunter Jones, who was the target again.
And groans from the crowd as that play was just, it was thrown to traffic. Only one receiver over there where he threw it. So, well, yeah, overall it was a great defensive play because everywhere the defense was just quick to collapse on that one receiver, stopping any chance of a big yard play.
4-4 look out of the New Orleans Pharaohs. Nickens, 7-step drop, fires deep right side, tipped and incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 10. New Orleans read that one well. Hunter Jones was a good 7-8 yards down the field. It looked like it just needed to be thrown farther.
Yeah, that's right. Might it have been a little bit of a lack of strength by the passer, or was it that the route was run too long? But we will forget about that because this is a key offensive play for New Orleans, or for OKC.
2 receivers out. Here goes Nickens again. This time he's going to fire short. It's caught, but he falls down. Hauled in there by Tiberius Bovine, but it'll set them up for 4th and 5. I think you're in 4-down territory here, Mark.
Yeah, I would, because there's no other way. If they punt this away, if they give it up, they don't have enough time to make a touchdown and a field goal.
Here we go. Nickens fires. Incomplete. There was a lot of white in there. No flag thrown. They let the boys play, and it's incomplete. New Orleans takes over on downs.
And New Orleans are just smelling victory, and as they make a good defensive play right here. And as you said, white uniforms down the field. I didn't know what Deacon Nickens saw in that play. Just nothing to be had in making that pass. I saw an open man running off to the side. He could have passed it. I think that was the fullback. And he just decided to make that play. It hurts.
4 receivers here split out for New Orleans in a time-wasting scenario. Up by 10, they will give the ball to Bonkers, and he is dropped. So that play should take us to the 2-minute warning. 3 timeouts still in Oklahoma City's back pocket. You got to think they'll use those at some point. But with the 2-possession lead, the Pharaohs look to be on their way to improving to 5-4. That is the 2-minute warning. They're up by 10, and if New Orleans will improve after this game, they will move to 5-4. Oklahoma City would fall to 3-6. The Renegades would be in the conversation with London and Vancouver at 3-6, whereas New Orleans would move up the wild card table and be in the conversation with Houston for the second spot in the Southern Conference. Not even the wild card spot, with the team below them, whether it's Houston or New Orleans, grabbing the wild card spot. That would be a conversation for Cam to have. But between those two teams, the Southern Conference would be well represented in the playoffs, but there's still, Marc, still 3 weeks to go, so plenty of time for everything to change.
I agree, and I'm looking forward to how things turn out, because this season, Andy, there are many close records, many close teams. Anyone can be in the wild card.
Handoff Bonkers again, dropped at the 35, and now Oklahoma City will use their second timeout, And so from here, it would be about a 51-yarder, and it looks like New Orleans might punt. Well, if they do punt, we're not quite done with this one, Marc. There's still a timeout, and they are going to boot this one away. So Oklahoma City will get another chance here. Still down by 2 possessions, but there's technically time on the clock, so never say die. Kick is a high one. It's short, and it's going to be fair caught. Nope, it's going to bounce down to the 9, 8, 7. It's going to bounce down to the reverse field to the 9, and with 1:45 left to go, Oklahoma City will have to go 91 yards.
91 yards. They're going to need a couple of miracle plays to go their way in order to convert this one, because 1 minute 45 and only one timeout. It's going to be tough, Andy.
Tough indeed. 2 receivers split out. Nickens will make an adjustment. And the 2 tight ends on the field in Brian Pitts and Tiberius Bovine. Offsides is a free play. Nickens checks down. It's caught. They're going to give him 6. That will stop the clock for at least a moment. Hauled in there by Brian Pitts. And the Renegades will accept that, so Brian Pitts will, unfortunately for him, go off of the stats sheet. His first target of the day, but the penalty will give them more yardage. Three receivers split out, 2 in the backfield. 4 look out of New Orleans. And here goes Nickens. 5-step drop, fires, tipped up, and taken away. New Orleans will win the game. It's picked off there by Kappa Jones, who has been incredible today. 2 picks. He had a good 2 interceptions coming into the game. So he's got 4 total today for a man who was undrafted after the SFL rookie draft.
Yeah, and it's him and everyone just playing stellar defense, and that has dictated the pace that this game went. The New Orleans defense just preventing first downs from OKC, and the offense just getting so much more time on the field because the defense doing their job real well.
Last timeout is used by the Renegades, but down by 10. That is a bad look, and they will most likely fall here to 3-6, and the Pharaohs will most likely improve to 5-4, barring, an SFL miracle. There's technically still time on the clock, Marc, and you never know with this league.
Yeah, that's right. It would require an interception, touchdown, into another interception, touchdown, but how many times does that happen? One can only hope.
Time will roll. The Pharaohs played a complete game, went into the half with 31 points, have been outscored here in the second half 10-3, but were able to keep the Renegades only at those 10 points, which prevented them from taking the lead at any point in the second half. And now they're in the most famous formation in football, the Victory V, every coach's dream, as Aaron Arrington, for the first time in his career, will improve to 5-4, and they are in the playoff conversation despite a rough start to the season.
Indeed, and Sander Gold especially is just showing his mettle. He was actually the one struggling the most, in my opinion, for their first 5-6 games, but boy has he turned things around. He has been one of the key reasons why they are winning this, 4 straight games, including this one. And in this game alone, we see why. Throwing for 308 yards, 71% completion rate. Sander Gold, this guy is playing for the gold medal.
That field goal attempt is no good. They were trying to increase the lead to 37. I guess no love lost here in the SFL when you have points on the board, and the point differential at some point might come into play. So now Oklahoma City will take over with very limited time left. No possible way, I think, with 13 seconds that they get back into this game, barring a score on this play and an onside kick return for a touchdown. But again, with time on the clock. Here's Nickens, he'll check down, and that will end it pretty much right there. Tackled inbounds, time will roll. So New Orleans will improve to 5-4. Oklahoma City falls to 3-6, both in the playoff conversation, not out yet, but it's going to be a tougher road for Oklahoma City. The Pharaohs position themselves in a better position heading into the Southern Conference. They will have a conversation with Houston. One of those two will push their way into the top 2 spots in the Southern Conference, most likely. The other one will be fighting for a wild card spot with the rest of the SFL. 10 teams in the wild card conversation here. We got plenty more football coming. Alaska and Sioux Falls, St. Louis at Chicago here on YouTube, and then later tonight, Tallahassee and Carolina. For Andy Hamilton and Marc Lopez. Marc, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, me too.
Well, special shout out to Nathan Blake on stats. We appreciated having him today. It was a good one in the Southern Conference in Oklahoma City, and we will see you all for the rest of the SFL action. This is the SFL Network, brought to you by APM Music.